Good morning. It's Sunday morning, November 15th. It's about 6:20 in the morning. I've been driving for almost 2 hours now. And I am driving to Rodman's Campground at the north end of the Ocala National Forest, where I'm going to park, get met, hopefully, by my shuttle driver. And he's going to take me to the south end of Ocala National Forest so that I can start my hike northbound. So I'm driving, I'm in a rental car, so I don't have a mount for my phone, so I'm holding it. I have about another 2.5 to 3 hours of driving till I reach Rodman's Campground. And hopefully I'll start my hike today, and there'll be some more videos coming along as well. So I've been really looking forward to this. It's the first real hike I'm doing since everything went into, lockdown or closures. Since I was on the AT in March, when everything started closing down. That's the last hike I've really done of any note. And I'm really looking forward to it. Could barely sleep last night. I tried going to sleep early, and I think I got maybe 3.5 to 4 hours sleep. So luckily it will be a short day, and I'm hoping to get some good footage, an easy hike to do only 10 miles or so, which it's been a while. I'm definitely not in good shape. At least I feel I should be in much better shape. So, but I'm gonna hopefully work to change that. I'll check in a little while. It's 11 o'clock. I just got dropped off at the start of the Florida Trail in the Ocala National Forest. And I'm just going to show you the parking area here. There's room for, I guess, about 12 cars, 10, 12 cars. There you go. And I'm going to start hiking from here. This is the Clearwater Trailhead. And from here, I'm going to go to Alexander Springs, which it says is about 10.5 miles further up the trail. So I'm looking forward to it. And I just got dropped off by my shuttle driver, nice guy. His name is Carl. I'm going to put his information in the remarks or on the screen. I'll put it when I get home. If I can type it in, I'll put it in the remarks. Just so that if other people need to do him, he's starting his shuttle service. He's a member of the hiking club in the area, and he's kind of just doing it as a sideline. Can't say how good it feels to get back on the trail, and obviously hiking. It's been a while. I've definitely missed it. Especially looking at stuff and planning all the time, constantly doing planning. So, you read, watch videos and all kind of stuff, and then you're wishing you're out on the trail. So here it is, start of the Florida Trail. That's it. We're just starting out. I figure about 3.5 to 4 hours to reach the spring. So as I have a reserved site at Alexander Springs, it's 10.5 miles there. So I figure in 4 hours or so, I should be at that campsite. And right away you can see you come into some open areas, and the trail could be maintained a little better in some places. But it's very passable so far. It's really hot today. It's probably close to 80 degrees. There was rain last night and I think this morning in this area, but it seems pretty much dry. However, there's a good chance of rain this afternoon, about 50%. I'm actually hoping it does. I am worried a little bit about bugs, but Haven't had any problem yet. So this is just an open area. Excuse me, just an open area. I figured I'd take the opportunity to film something. So gonna keep going. I've done about 0.4 of a mile so far. I just saw a snake. Can't tell what type it is, but it's definitely small. It's a juvenile. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in there. It's 11:26. I've done about 1.2 miles. And here's a sign now saying Alexander Springs is 11 miles. So we'll plan on the 11 miles and not worry about it. I guess this is intercepting a bike path that comes across the trail over here. And you can see they split up. The bike path to the left and the foot trail, or the Florida Trail, to the right. I've seen lots of sign from deer. I've seen obviously some hog sign where they've dug up the road. I saw that one snake. Other than that, no other animals yet. Okay, I'm walking along the trail and I see this over the side. It looks like obviously a grave. It's fenced off. I'm assuming to protect it from being messed with. I'm just gonna walk over. Jeremiah Brewer, born in Clinton County, January 12, 1844, died July 6, 1877. Age 33 years, 5 months, and 24 days. How cool is that? It is now 12:20. I've been walking about 3.7 miles. I'm coming up into an area called Duck Pond. And you can see the pond over there. I guess if you needed to, you could probably collect some water from there and filter it if you needed it. So, kind of open area here. Well, here's the side I didn't expect to see. A pair of boots just left on the side of the trail. Looks like someone staged them. Maybe they found them and they just left them, hoping that the owner would come back. So I just grabbed a little footage of the trail for you. I thought I just recorded a video walking over a boardwalk, but I guess I didn't hit the button correctly, so I missed it all. But I'm coming into Alexander Springs. I'm approximately 9.8 miles now, or 9.9, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. So I've been walking for a while. I think it's like 3.5 hours or something like that. Right? Yeah, I started at 11, so it's 2:30. Yeah. So, but I'm looking for the campsite in the Springs. I got to find the office and check in. I've reached the trail that goes to Alexander Springs, so I got another half mile to walk to the Springs. So it's a side trail off of the Florida Trail. So just got to follow the blue blazes, and it'll take me to Alexander Springs. And here I am at Alexander Springs. I'm going to go see if I can check in and find my campsite. Okay, here's my first look at site number 21. So, got a tent site in the corner there I probably use. And bear locker, here's a pole. Guess you can hang up a lantern, or but you got a water spigot. Most importantly, I am going to find a place to pitch my tent. Here's where you put your food so the bears don't come and get it. And most importantly, a table and a place for me to take my pack off. Well, hello. It's about 3:45. I arrived at the campground at about 3 o'clock. It took me a couple of minutes to find my campsite. It took me about 20 minutes to set up my tent. As you can see behind me, it's the first time setting it up in a while. It did come back from Z-Packs. They repaired, and I'll show that a little later. They repaired some of the netting, the no-see-um insect netting on the front that had little tiny holes in it. It's not a pretty job, but it's functional, and I appreciate Z-Packs backing up their product, and they did fix it at no cost to me. It just cost me to ship it back to them, which is to be expected. Really, that day I did 11 miles in just about 4 hours. I did a 2.7 average, is what my watch is telling me. 2.7 miles per hour average. So I would have liked to have seen that be a little bit better, around the 3.5 mark. But, considering I'm not too happy with myself, and also I have to consider that the last 8 to 9 months I've done pretty much no hiking or conditioning, very minimal training at all. I've done some walking, but not really enough, and certainly not enough to keep myself in good shape. I'm surprised, this is Florida, but I was really surprised. There is actually a lot of terrain change. It's not drastic, but you can definitely tell you're pretty much going up or down constantly. The trail was pretty dry until that one section that you see me walking on a log. Luckily, that log was fallen. I didn't have to get my feet wet until much later on. After that, there was about 6 or 7 points that I had to basically walk through water. It was pretty much like the Ocean to Lake Trail, very reminiscent of that. I was just saying right before I hit that log that at least it's dry up here. It looks like the scrub and everything, but it was dry. And then I come to that swampy area, and then after that there was about 6 or 7 places that I had to basically go into the swamp in order to continue walking on the trail. So up until basically around that point, it was like around mile 6 or so from Clearwater, it was pretty much dry. And then from about 6 to like 7.5, maybe almost mile marker 8, there were several spots where it was swampy and wet, and you had to basically go get wet. Additionally, there are a lot of people using the area. I saw a lot of vehicles up until also around mile 6, where it begins to get a little swampy, or just past it. I don't know if it's because it's hunting season or they generally use this area. There were also a lot of people with hunting dogs out. I came across one on the trail. He was pretty friendly. He ran right by me. You could tell he was a little untrusting at first, and I walked past him. He walked past me, but other than that, he was friendly. They're all wearing GPS collars. So, and you can see everybody, they drive their truck, they jump out, and you can see they're looking at a screen to figure out where their dog is, and then trying to track it and home in on it, while calling them a lot too. But occasionally I saw a couple of packs of 4 or 5 of them at once running around. They're yelping, making noise, barking. So, but it wasn't that bad. And there were a lot of trucks using it. You did have to be careful. Some of them are moving quite fast on those fire roads. So if you step out and the car's coming around or the truck's coming around the corner, they're not going to see you because of the brush and the shrub. So the good thing is you can hear the engines. So once or twice, actually, I stopped, let the truck drive past, and then I crossed the road when it was safe. Other than that, not much. I didn't really see any other hikers until I got to Alexander Springs. And then I saw 2 people look like they were just going for a little walk from the campground. Those were the only people I saw on the trail other than hunters. And a lot of people in trucks. So I don't know if they were hunting, just using the trails with the truck, getting to see nature or what. I'm not sure. Or training their dogs. Probably a little bit of both, or all 3 of those, I should say. Other than that, like I said, I was a little surprised at how much terrain change there is on the trail. It doesn't seem to really be flat much. It's up or down. They're not drastic changes, probably 30, 40 feet, but it seems you're constantly going up and down. And I could just tell, you could just feel it. Um, I definitely was tired, probably a little dehydrated. I didn't eat breakfast at all. I did force myself to wait until 12 o'clock, maybe 1 hour on the trail. I had walked over 2 miles before I had any food. And those are like little games I play with myself. Sometimes I'll find like a mark on the trail and say, I'm not going to drink or eat, or, sometimes even look at my watch. You have a tendency to keep checking it, hoping that the mileage goes up. But I definitely felt it. I was not used to walking, and I definitely felt fatigued in the middle of the hike. After I had a snack or two and drank some water, I definitely felt more alert and with it. Tomorrow is going to be a longer day. I'm looking at 14 miles to the next spring. So it's going to be a little harder. The only thing is I'll be starting earlier. The temperature today was, like I said, it was pretty brutal. It was probably in the 80s, 82. My watch was registering 92, but I think that's probably the impact of the heat coming off my skin affecting the temperature reading. But I know it was in the probably low to mid 80s today, and there was a lot of sections that had no shade cover at all, and I was not expecting that. So I have sunscreen, and I definitely need to put it on for tomorrow. I did bring my hat, obviously. I have the wide brim hat, but it's not enough to probably protect you at those low angles in the morning or in the afternoon, or in the evening, I should say, when the sun is lower in the sky and you're getting more of the rays. But it was really hot and very, very humid. The good news is that it is supposed to cool down a little bit tomorrow. The bad news is it's not cooling down enough. At nighttime, they're predicting it to get into the 60s, maybe upper 50s, which is nice. But during the day, it'll still be in the 70s, mid 70s or so. But I'll take it because it's better than the 80s or 90s. So it's a hot one. The bugs have been pretty much staying away. Once or twice when I stopped, the bugs came by. If I stopped moving to like fix something, I did have twice my bear canister got loose or fell off the pack, and that's probably just from repetitive motion, moving that, and probably those the cords that hold it just probably stretch out a little bit or get a little slack, and now with the weight moving side to side as you walk, it comes loose. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, it was good to get back on the trail. Like I said, I'm hard on myself because I realized that I've let time go by and not stayed in shape. So I definitely think I would have had a serious challenge if this was more rigorous terrain. If I was like in Georgia or even the Benhody Trail, I don't think I'm ready for that right now. So I'm going to have to go home and train a little bit to get in some shape. Probably hit the treadmill a little bit harder, and more aggressive, do more incline, keep the speed going, but more importantly, I'll have to do it with some regularity. I did it once or twice in the last 2 weeks, and I've walked outside, on, paths and parks and stuff, but that's not really challenging enough to keep me in shape. So we'll have to alter that and change that. I'm going to probably make some dinner in a little while, but first I may take a look at the shower and decide to hose off myself and even bring up, maybe wash my clothes a little bit and let them dry a little bit overnight, hopefully. And then eat some dinner, and I don't think I'm going to make a fire or anything here. Well, I just came back from the bathroom where I actually took a shower. Got the funk of the trail off me. Mostly wearing my clothes since I didn't bring a change of clothes really. I brought nighttime stuff, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to show where Z-Packs patched my tent, and you can see here there was little holes in the netting, and what they did was they put like a piece of I guess DCF over it and sealed it and taped it, I guess. So I just got to be careful when I fold it up now. I'm assuming, I don't know how that got there, but I'm assuming that some of that was caused by the hooks that are used to secure the flaps. It might have done it if it was wrapped up, and maybe that was a sharp edge and did that. There's still like one or two little places where there's like a little pull or something on it, but other than that, I gotta say I'm very happy with the tent. It is light. I'm going to continue to use it. obviously. There's always a chance that I'll upgrade to something in the future. Maybe even another Z-Pax, maybe a lighter one. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the duplex because I like the extra room. So. So I'm making my food. Luckily, I read the directions. I'm used to 2 cups of water, but this one is only 1 cup of water. So I would have really watered it down and made a mess out of it. It is still 2 servings. I have a feeling I will not eat all of it, but I'm gonna do my best. And I'm gonna use the pouch when I'm done for my garbage, since there is no garbage. I decided to mix up one of my bottles with electrolytes because I feel I probably need some. It was a long day, I was sweating a lot, and I probably need to replenish them. So I did take a salt tablet, but I'll add some more. I'm gonna have, this is dessert. These are cookies. Sadly, I left the Nutella home. One of the things I wanted to do is, I think I'm out of shape. I put a little weight on, and I really would like to reduce the weight. So I'd like to do the exertion, but not put as many calories in, so that I hopefully will lose a little bit of weight. Okay, so I got it boil on the water. It was probably 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Not very much. And now I'm gonna pour this in here. And I'm trying to put it over the flavoring in the chicken. The table is metal, however, it's covered with a plastic like coating, so I don't want to put anything hot down. Like I was about to put the pot down on there, but that would have been bad because it could melt it. And I can see several spots where people have done the same thing. Probably very, very common in these parks. People put a hot pot down. You know, they don't realize they cut into it. You can see lots of remarks. Okay, it says to wait 10 minutes now, so we'll wait 10 minutes. And this chicken Alfredo pasta is supposed to sit for 10 minutes now. So I have 16:23, so I'll wait till 16:33. Maybe I'll wait a little extra. I've noticed I haven't had a lot of success with these things, so I'm gonna wait, let my pot cool down in the meantime, and then I can pack up my stove so it's ready for tomorrow's dinner, whatever that may be. I'm gonna put a lot of this stuff away because I'm gonna put it inside the bear canister that they give me. And tomorrow night I'm thinking I'm gonna probably stay at the next campsite, which is a 14-mile hike. I'm hoping that, being that I'll hopefully start early, 7 to 8 o'clock, I'll probably go to sleep early tonight, so hopefully I'll get some good night's sleep. Last night, like I said, I really didn't sleep. I don't know if it was just, I'm used to staying up late at night, and I could not get to sleep early last night. I tried, but I woke up at 4 in the morning to start driving to Rodman's Campground. The food's almost ready. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer, give it extra time to rehydrate, and I wanna be sure that it's fully rehydrated. Can't tell if it's crunchy or not inside. I'm just waiting. It's really, my clothes didn't dry. Obviously, I wet them in the shower, but the sun's gone down. It's already 4:30, and I just checked the weather again since I have signal here, and it's looking like an 80% chance of rain today around 6 o'clock or so, so like an hour or so. So it looks like I'm going to be taking most of my clothes and putting it inside my tent or the vestibule of the tent, and hopefully it'll dry. But with rain, which is only predicted for an hour or two, it should dry out. But I want to eat and get inside my tent and put my food in the locker. I don't think bears are going to come here. I'm really worried about, there's a lot of squirrels around here or other animals. I heard something earlier. It sounded like it might have been a pig squealing, but it might have not been. It could have been something else. It's possible they're in here, but in the campground, I don't think they would spend too much time here. There's a lot of people around here and a lot of activity. So that's it for now. Just waiting for the food. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to take a look at the food and see how it looks. It's kind of stuck together. Let me mix it up a little bit, and then I think the parts that were on the top didn't get as hydrated as the ones that were on the bottom. But it looks good. It looks creamy. Feels like it's everything soft. I'll show you what it looks like. There you go. Looks like there's a lot of cheese. I can smell the cheese. And it smells good, actually. And I hate to say it, but until I just smelled it now, I wasn't really that hungry, but it's making me hungry. Not bad. It's a little cheesy. It's not overly cheesy, but it tastes. It's not really salty like a lot of packaged meals are, which I'm happy for. There is sodium in that, obviously. Could be more flavorful, but I figure for people, depending on tastes, I'm happy it's not like heavily peppered or something, because I'm not a big fan of pepper. But it's actually pretty good, and I would probably recommend buying this again. So I'll have to remember, chicken Alfredo pasta is probably a buy again.